Welcome back to Let's Go Pants.
I wonder what this button does.
We'll get to see who all the new actors are and how they play their roles.
What have you done this time, you old coot?
Mermaid Man! That's it. This time I'm calling the police.
Push your camera back better.
We need to get out of here to work out what's going on. This all looks evil.
Evil! Quick, Barnacle Boy, to the Mermaid!
Shh! Don't give away our secret hideout.
Ah, yes. Good point, Barnacle Boy. To the secret Mermaid, which no one must ever hear about.
There you go.
Away!
SpongeBob's liner. SpongeBob's ad-lib was actually better.
To the invisible boatmobile!
Oh wait, Mermaid Man. I have some powder spray to help us find the invisible boatmobile.
No time for that, Barnacle Boy. I sense evil.
So one unfortunate thing.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. They've destroyed Shady Shoals and they're trying to escape. All units proceed with necessary speed. I got him. Over.
Since that has an odd voice.
Mermaid and Barnacle Boy, are you ready? Roll, and we run up there
He tried it first, but
Papa.
nice.
I was nowhere around my utility belt, and my utility belt was not around
Why is
me.
Clemu inside the
I
dirty
was
bubble?
just trying to flush the toilet, I tell you.
You think that's bad? Try actually committing some exceptional crimes only to get arrested for jaywalking.
That hadn't
I
occurred to me.
concur. In fact, it seems like the sneaky hermit is up to his old tricks again.
It's a problem.
He certainly is a crafty one. Well, basically, he steals buildings.
But they repeat all the same lines.
And it appears, Dirty Bubble, that you are too. Come now, there's crime to be had. Ah ha ha!
I mean, she tried.
Evil?
Evil! To the invisible boatmobile! We have to pick up the sneaky hermit's trail at the Shady Shoals! Away!
It makes sense they have the same script, but
Please
try again.
Oh
wow, he actually pretty good that time.
I am not content to merely hold a rest home upon my back. I want more. A whole city belongs with me. A whole country. The whole world.
Oh, whoa, that's got a growl. But I love how they actually
The neighborhood of evil.
rewrote all the
Take this
lines
creature and go set up a distraction for the fools who would seek to stop me.
for each actor in the console version.
That should keep them gone just long enough.
Of course, there are way more actors here. Still, it's not nearly as funny when they don't actually have unique lines and whatnot.
No clues there, Mermaid Man.
But there's still potential
Well
for humor.
spotted, Barnacle Boy. Looks like we have to talk to the only man in town who knows everyone in Bikini Bottom, inside and out.
The X-ray doctor?
Yes, I mean, no. I am talking about Grubs, the chef. A simple man, perhaps, but sometimes it is only when one sees life simply that one can perceive its true meaning.
Wow, that's really deep, Mermaid Man.
Huh? What's deep? Do I know you?
Nope, SpongeBob had loved the line too.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
What have you heard?
I've heard that he's, really sneaky.
Well, that's groundbreaking information.
I have one more question, Grubs. How's that meatloaf coming along?
And now that Moron Ray and
Hey, at least he's green.
are occupied, it's time to add a bit more evil to my home.
Yes, I see many wonderful years of villainy ahead. Stand victim helpless.
She does a really good job. Admittedly.
What? Ah, you fool! You have to save the damsel! Do I have to spell everything out for you? Dirty Bubble, come and let us retire to my lair, where we shall imbibe the rich nectar of the steamed Terrazzo Monticello and feast on a delectable selection of profiteroles. Ugh, coffee and donuts. Let's go get some coffee and donuts. Why do I even bother talking to you? I'll never know.
She's probably my favorite actor here.
It looks like she is set to be floured, battered, lightly seasoned, and then cooked until she's crispy golden brown with a dash of salt.
Don't worry, little lady. We'll get you out of there. Oh, that is so sneaky.
I propose a temporary truce to rid us of this sneaky foe.
So, Lean Green Marine the biologist, what can you tell us about the sneaky hermit's possible weakness?
Oh no, you gotta try like Patgar did. Patgar did a fine job.
Speak English or I will crush your brain into a lumpy mass with which I could spread across my morning toast.
Oh, I love
It's
toast.
even more applicable this time.
Perfect. To the final showdown. Away.
It sees that sneaky dada. Da pista, white side down steely, vedu sturger.
See? Patgar does a fine job.
Your reign of terror
You're floating on top of the...
Sneakiness.
has come to an end.
Well, well. Do you truly believe your little pathetic alliance is enough to stop me?
Our combined might will spell your ultimate doom, sneaky one.
Enough! Now my true power shall be unleashed in all its sneaky glory!
I mean, it is also kind of funny at the same time, though, that these characters are saying lines that don't fit them at all. Also, what's this double supposed to be doing here?
You'll pay for that.
Ah, I've seen better moves for a baby seal.
Time for the secret weapon.
Yes, now while he's occupied.
No! No! How could you know? That too! My only weakness! That too!
That's some pretty cool looking artists. Bubble there. There we go.
You fought well, do-gooders.
Sound lasted a little too
But now
long.
we must bid you adieu. Come, Dirty Bubble. And let our evil be set free upon the world once again.
Well, I guess everything
Spongebob is just
back
one
to
big
normal
censor bar.
again.
Yep.
Are you gonna pull your pants up, Mermaid Man?
All in good time, Barnacle Boy. All in good time.
Found you.
No! Please! Don't let her take me back there! Please! Take me to the cops! To prison! To a sci-fi convention! Just please! Not there!
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, get back to Shady Shoals now.
Yes, ma'am.
I honestly expected better acting from Karen. I'm disappointed. Oh well. So, it definitely feels like a real cheap little studio type of film. The beautiful irony being that it's exactly that in reality too. So it's kind of funny how it works out. In that case, that's this game. Who made the game? Tell us who made the game. Wait, continue game? Huh. There's also a continue game and a load game. That's kind of weird. Hey, DOE. Oh, hey, we actually have a... Yes, finally, we have another ADOE style cutscene on the top. No ADOE game would be complete without it. I'm actually really happy to see that. Even if it's just a cheap little loop. Son the... Oh, hey, they actually talented voice actors too. Thank you. I don't have enough time. Joe Lasky. Is he the usual voice actor rolling around? I don't remember who usually voices him. Yeah, seahorse too. But that aside, this is an odd little fun little thing, I guess. I know it's just a simple little point-and-click adventure. I did enjoy it a little bit less than Employee of the Month. Reason being, it felt like they put less effort into the world itself. There was so much stuff you could examine, so much flavor text to have fun with. Mr. Krabs' nose is the wrong color. So many things like that to enjoy in the last game that we played, that being Employee of the Month, and this one, you just don't really have much of any of that for some reason. Granny. Which is a little disappointing. It felt like the world feels kind of empty here, but you do, and it feels like they put a lot more into just having a lot of actors and having things to collect and the mini games, which I didn't really find very fun, but they're also a lot harder than they should be for me because for some reason on this virtual machine that I'm using, the Windows XP emulator, so to speak, the mouse moves in a really weird way. The acceleration profile is not something I'm used to, so it's really tough for me to do. Also, I'm using trackpad instead of an actual mouse for this, and trackpads aren't very good for that sort of thing, so that's not totally the game's fault. It's weird that Kill has a totally different voice. I think I have a different voice actor. But, so comparing this with the console version is kind of interesting. There are some things that I think turned out a little bit better. I'm a little disappointed, comparatively speaking, with the actual film at the end, like I said, since you don't get the different voices, or different lines, rather, for each character. Like, I loved how in the console version, if you had if you had Patrick playing, who was it? The prisoner. If you had Patrick playing the hostage in the chum bucket, you would get an extra little still frame of his thighs becoming toned because of the exercise that he's doing, which is hilarious. In this, you just get lines, but that makes more sense at the same time. Everyone has to do the same lines, and some of those lines end up being really unfitting for these characters, but like that's what you'd expect to actually happen, so I guess I can't complain too much. Also, of course, they have way more characters, so they couldn't just make different lines for all of those characters without putting a lot more work in. It's also interesting how some of the characters are better at acting than other characters. Of course, all the voice actors are fine actors for the most part. The ones that are actually from the show are much better, of course. That's just usually how it goes, but even still, you can tell that some characters are purposefully badly acting, whereas others actually do a better job. It's kind of funny. Like how the old lady actually does a really good job getting into character. Karen, unfortunately, does a really bad job. Things like that. But anyways, I think we've been here long enough. So I guess I'll see you guys next time in the next Spongebob game we play. There are only 2 Spongebob ADOB games left, as far as I'm aware. And I have a very specific idea as to which order I'll do them in. We're doing things a little bit achronologically, but there's no harm in that. I have the right reasons for doing so. In any case, I'm gonna get started on recording that right now, actually. So I'll see you guys then. What for me will be a couple minutes will be an entire weekend for you guys, or just a couple of seconds for you if you're watching this after the fact when everything's been uploaded already. But whatever the case, bye everyone.